good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ted Talks Timepieces. I'm Ted Davies. I am a lot of things. I'm a collector, I'm an artist, I'm an author, and I love timepieces, and that's what we're talking about today. So, first off, I want to talk about what we have in the coffee cup today. We've got the Columbus Beach from Indian River Roasting Company. Let's check out what they do. Here at Ted Davies Artistry, we take coffee seriously. And so does our sponsor, Indian River Roasting Company. It's fair trade, organic, and they're artisans just like me. The only difference is I use watercolor and ink and they use coffee beans. And I enjoy it all through my day. So do yourself a favor, go to the description. When you like, share, and subscribe to this channel, find Indian River Roasting Company's website, use the promo code CAFFEINATED2021, and save 10% on your purchase. Yeah, use that promo code CAFFEINATED2021. That'll help you save 10% off. When you go to the description, look up Indian River Roasting Company, their website, IndianRiverRoastingCompany.com, and check out what they've got to offer. A ton of different roasting profiles for their coffee beans that they offer. They even offer one for me directly. They made specially for Ted Davies Artistry called the Waking Dragon. You can check that out as well, and it is for sale, and it is really good. Very good if you're a cigar smoker. Desserts, anything like that. It's such a good paired up coffee. Really enjoy it. Okay, we also have Cashman's Comics, which is out in Bay City. They are doing a special sale right now until September 4th. And let's check out everything that John is doing.
And every day I wake up feeling the same way now. Need to find something to believe. Every night the dreams we make, they're haunting my head now.
Yeah, John's a staple in Bay City. He's been there 25 years with the comic book shop. And he's awesome. Whether you're a novice collector or a seasoned collector like myself, check out everything that he's doing. He ships nationwide. If you're lucky enough to go to the store, say hi to Petey the dog. When you're there, he is another staple in Bay City. He's great. Tell them both that TED Talk sent you, and that would be awesome. So check out everything they're doing on cashmanscomics.com. Also, we are proud affiliates of Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're a group of creatives that help creatives build their business 7 days a week. And we have education, entertainment. It's a lot of fun. Thursdays are a lot of fun, specifically here because you start out with TED Talks at 10 o'clock. TED Talks Timepieces at 10 o'clock. So many T's. Anyway, and then you end out later in the day. One of the best shows on is Comic Book Spectrum. I look forward to it every week. I think it's one of the best shows on the network. Like I said, beside my own, but they do such a good job. The Fab Four rock. They do some great reviews, and it's just a great conversation. I really enjoy just the group that they've got there with Brian and everybody. Eric Hawkins. They've got Clyde Hall, and then they finish out everything else with Brian, the Rodman. He's awesome too. So check out everything that they're doing because they do a great job when it comes to the comic book reviews and just comics in general. Check out everything that they're doing. Then we finish out the day with Stupid O'Clock. And then afterward, it's the After Hours show, if I'm not mistaken, with Dan Holyfield. So check out everything we're doing today on Thursday, and it should be a lot of fun. So, okay, let's see what else I've got here. Let me get out of this. Watch check. I got my San Martin 62, let's see, retro. Excuse me, 52 retro. And it is... it's an awesome watch. I love this. One of my favorite watches. San Martin does a great job. San Martin, Saint Martin. I mean, it depends on how you want to pronounce it, but it is an awesome watch. I love it, and it was given to me for my 50th birthday from my wife. So today, what we're going to talk about are watches. I want to welcome everybody. By the way, welcome to the comments, Donna Willow, And Carl, how you doing? And I got a few other people that are on Facebook here somewhere. We'll find it. I know I had a problem sharing out. I've got to make some things public on a couple of the sites. I apologize for that. If it's not coming through, I'll take care of that today. Um, so watch bands. There's a ton of stuff to go through, and it won't take that long here. But your watch band is really important because it a lot of them break. A lot of them they don't look right with certain outfits and all that stuff. If that's your thing, I like going with a lot of the silicone bands because of just the lifestyle I've got here on the beach and everything else. And it's just nice to have. You can if you get sand or if you're working out in the yard or whatever else, you can just rinse them off. You're good to go. That's why a lot of the watches I have are 100-meter waterproof or higher. So it just depends on what your lifestyle is all about. But let me switch over to the other camera here so I can get my ugly mug off here. Okay. There we go. Let me mute that so you guys don't hear that. Okay. And let me zoom in on this. So here's a few of the watches that I've got. I want to start out with, we're going to go with some of the proprietary things that come in with like Casio. Casio, like everybody knows, I love Casio to death. They are just an awesome brand. But some of the ones that they're lacking, and it's a price point thing. Sometimes it's the bands because they're a resin band. They end up drying out. Things happen between sunlight and everything else. You're going to have these bands that are going to wear out. What's nice about this particular watch, the 1200, the AE 1200, is it's actually you could change the band out. It's not I shouldn't say proprietary, but it's not integrated. Some of the bands that you have with the Casio watches are integrated, and you want to keep that in mind. These are real easy to change out. You can actually get a separate band for this from another manufacturer, or you can just get a replacement band from Casio. But like this one on the AE 3000 that we did a showcase on, this is an integrated band, and this can be a little bit tricky to find aftermarket. So you want to keep that in mind. If these break, you might have a hard time getting a replacement for them. And these aren't really expensive watches, but you want to make sure that you've got it so that the future you're not using it and that breaks, and then you can't use the watch because it's off your wrist, obviously. So the integrated watches are something, integrated bands are something to look for. These resin bands are great, but like I said, you want to make sure that like ones like this, you can actually remove and replace with some other bands, which is kind of cool. So as we go through the Casio and that one, let me show you this one too. The one that we just did a last review on, it also has the integrated, or not integrated, but separate band as well. And you can measure these out. These are usually about 18 millimeters. And that's, it can be a strap monster on a lot of cases because there are a lot of different manufacturers that produce those type of bands. All different kinds of things, every price point you can think of. One of my two favorite watches, the Casio Duros that we talk about, the Bluro, which is the blue one. And the Casio, that's why the internet. There we go. No, kind of. There we go. For whatever reason, it's acting up. So sorry, guys. There we go. They might be working on the lines here today. I apologize. Kind of going. Are you better now? Do we get the screen back? Okay. So in any case, I might have to pop off and come back in. But the Barton band brand is awesome. Say that 5 times fast. Barton usually comes with the manufacturer. They do a really good job on this packaging wise. They come with extra pins and everything. Really, really good brand. Very cost effective. And that's one of the reasons why I have these two on different straps. These silicone straps are like butter. They are so nice, man. They're so soft, but they, and they're durable, really durable. What's cool about it is they what they call a quick release. So on some of the ones that you get, you see this little nub here? That's a quick release trigger, and it's a spring-loaded trigger. Real easy to change out. You just pop that off, and you can change the bands really fast. With something like this on the original Casios, you actually have to use a tool, which is like this tool here. Let me show you this. If you can see this tool, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a little bit of a, if I can show you here, hold on one second. It's got a little bit of a hook to it. And what you do is you actually have to put that in there and then push, and it pops that, but it's a little bit more time consuming. So we're not going to get into that today. But with these ones, the Barton bands are really awesome because they're quick release. You can literally, I mean, that's how fast it is to take that band off. Very simple. Really good way to do it. And I think that people, once you find a quick release Barton band that you like or get a series of them, it's really cool because you can change out all different kinds of stuff in your wardrobe. I mean, I like having it so that if I'm wearing something else, a little bit more dressy, I can always change it out. The L'Oreal had actually had this bracelet on it, which is a metal bracelet, which is kind of cool. But the problem with this is that they can be hair nippers. They can grab the hair on your arms. It's not very nice. But I don't like necessarily a bracelet. I've got this one here, my Bulova, that I wear, and these are the Seiko, and this one are the only two bracelet ones I really have, besides the ones that my father used to wear. But the silicone straps on this, this is a Ritchie brand, Ritchie, and very cost effective. They consider this a waffle pattern. I don't know if you can see it or not. If I can get that on the camera, you can see a little bit of a waffle pattern there. Very cost effective. I think it was under $20. But with that, not everybody likes silicone straps on their watches. I do, because like I said, lifestyle's everything. So you have to make sure if you're on the beach or in the water, it's just easier to keep these, they're easier to wipe off everything else. It's great. So keep that in mind when you're shopping that. Some of the bracelets, some of these bracelets are kind of cool, but in some regards, in all regards, they have to be fitted to what you need. And when you've got, when you have to have it fitted, that can be a real pain in the butt. You might have to take it to a jeweler. And that's fine. I don't know if they'll charge you for it or not, but there's certain links that you have to remove, and sometimes they don't fit exactly right. Change in temperature, they can be real loose fitting. They can be real tight fitting, depending on if hot or cold out, how your body reacts to the weather. And very nice decoratively, I mean, as far as aesthetics, but keep that in mind. This is nice with the Seiko because it's got this actually a pin that you can move this lock back and forth, so you don't have to remove an actual link. This is kind of cool about this watch. That's one of the reasons why I kept from the 80s when my dad bought it for me. This one here, this band, let me show you this. This is one of the problems that you see with a lot of these bands. They all have screws in them. And some of these screw links, you have to have two screwdrivers to take the link out, one on one side, one on the other, and then you have to do it simultaneously, and it is a pain in the butt. Very well-made watch band, but really, really, it's very difficult to actually get through and actually take this. It's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. The San Martin that I'm wearing, this one here, actually came with a beautiful bracelet. But again, it's a little bit cumbersome to change out the bracelet itself. So I ended up putting it on a silicone strap. This one is a Barton Elite strap. Very cost effective. I think it was $24, $22 on sale. Comes with a brushed buckle as well to match the watch brushing. And just a really well made. It also comes with a lockdown, which is kind of cool. I'll show you this real quick. You can see that there. It comes with a lock, and that opening on the end of that band, excuse me, actually locks into the. It's like a tongue. It locks into the clasp, the secondary clasp there, so it won't fall open. Pretty awesome. I really dig that about those watches. They do a really good job with it. As you're going, though, through this, I want to show you one of these other ones. You can get into a mixture. This is actually a silicone strap, but it's got stitching on it, white stitching. Very cool because it fits both my needs. I don't really want to have a cloth band for some of my watches, but for some of these, it's really cool because you can change them out accordingly. These are going to be different. Like this one is a 22 millimeter. You'll see some of these 22 mils between here. This one is a 20. On the older retro-looking watches, the vintage watches, they'll actually have a smaller case diameter, or lug width. Like the San Martin also has an a 20-inch lug width versus these Casios that are 22-inch or 22 millimeter. So with this L'Oreal, it also has a 20-inch lug width, and you can get all kinds of straps for these. This one I like though because it looks like a sailcloth kind of, or like a cloth, but it's actually silicone. So it's got the advantages of what the other silicone straps have, but it's got a little bit more styling with the stitching. So I kind of like it. I mean, I like the fact I can change them out quickly. Again, quick release, like we talked about. Keep looking for that because that's a big thing. Quick release, all you need is a fingernail to move the thing, which is great. Keep that in mind though. There's a lot of really, really cool watches out that you can do some really neat stuff with but you have to make sure that you know the measurements on the lug width. And they've got diagrams. Barton's really good about that. When you buy them on Amazon, it'll give you a measuring tape. If you can print out, I think you can print it out like a template and use that to find out what you got, because you might not have a ruler or whatever. So one of the final ones I want to go over is a leather strap or a crocodile strap. Some of these can be really expensive, well made. I'm not a big fan of a lot of animal product when it comes to, it just me being me. I like the ones that are well made though, and that have taken time, that they really know what they're doing. You're not just buying them literally off the shelf. This one here is for my 53 Bulova, and it is actually fitted to my arm. This one was specially made because it's a special watch. I wanted something that was a little bit more, not user friendly, but just more made for me. And that was this one here is nice because it fits underneath a sleeve very well. And it's very light. But again, this here though, these crack over time if they're not oiled properly. You've got to really keep them in good shape. You don't want to get this thing wet. Obviously, the watch you don't want to get wet anyway. But the band itself, it's already going to have some of them come with backers, like a calf back on it that will retain, or even a cloth back, so they retain some of or get rid of some of the sweat on your hand, on your arm, and that. And there's a lot of things to these. Make sure that you're not overpricing yourself too. Some of these bands can run, some of these leather bands, hundreds of dollars. And that's completely up to you and what you want to invest in. But I think that there's something to be said for, it really just depends on your market, what you're trying to do. If you're at a corporate meeting, if we even have those anymore, there's just I like it for having it for like weddings, that kind of thing. I like having just an extra band just to change it up a bit. But again, it's completely up to you. Let me get, excuse me, let's do the comments here. Leather band. Yeah, I agree. They break down with each time. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's, a lot of these expensive ones, some of these Italian leather ones are just unbelievably, they're just a huge investment because there's a lot of time that goes in it, the tanning and everything, and the type of leather that it is. But again, there's so many products out now that with the silicone market, I think that you can do so many different things cost effectively that one or two bands like this aren't bad if you're in a type, like I said, in air conditioning or whatever, if you're in a different environment that you don't have to worry about a lot of the activities. I really like it for like having it for a wedding or for funeral, something like that, something that's a little bit more it just fits the need. One of the things too I want to talk about, let me reach over here too. On this Wenger that I've got here, this Wenger came with a beautiful silicone strap. Yeah, this is not a quick release, but when you're looking at some of these watches, look at what they spend on their silicone straps. Some of these straps are extremely expensive, and if they're well made, keep them, use them, because I mean, this one is extremely durable. I think Wenger is one of the best Swiss-made quartz watches that you can find for the money. I've said that a few times, but that's keep that in mind. I changed out the Casio on that just because they're a price point, and I wanted something a little bit more comfortable. And the Barton bands offer that very cost effectively in a full array of colors, really, really, really diverse. And you can get ones that have different colors on the inside. I mean, or the underside. Just amazing, the value of what you can find there. And that's, this one doesn't. This one fits my arm perfectly. I mean, because I had it made for it. But you don't have to go to that length, and I don't go to that length anymore. I've had this watch for quite a while, and at the time it was different. But it fits a need. I'm never going to probably replace that band unless I have to, But it gives you at least some options from dress to casual to. I mean, I consider these dress casual as well. I mean, there's so many things you can do with a diver's watch. You can get away with away with a lot, and they're versatile. But the bands themselves, they will wear out in time. So make sure that you invest wisely in that. Barton bands, like I said, Barton band is the one I would go with. They do a great job packaging. They give you extra pins in case that you need them. And you can always order quick release pins if you want, if that'll help you. That way you don't need a tool like this to get them off of the watch themselves. So, but at least, hopefully that helps you a bit on what we're trying to accomplish here on TED Talks Timepieces. You can probably find a lot of these on Amazon. I've shopped quite a bit on Amazon, eBay over the course of the last probably 3 years. Cost effectively, it could be anywhere from $5 all the way up to thousands of dollars, depending on what you're buying, which I think is kind of overkill. But I think that a good price point, if you keep it around $25, I think you'll be happy with that. And I think that there's a lot of the color schemes, everything else. Just make sure that you got the right lug width measurement on that. Make sure that you know what size wrist you've got, because some of these. One nice thing about Barton too, let me toot the horn again, is they offer a secondary longer strap or a smaller strap with it. So you'll actually get the back end of the strap here. You'll get 2 different sizes on a lot of these, which is nice. So I'll end up putting the longer strap, like on this one here, this Elite. I use the longer strap on it. But they do that because people have varying sizes of wrists, and you might have somebody else. You might end up selling the watch later. You might be giving it away, whatever. You don't know what the wrist size is. So, and that's one thing about the bracelets and that we talked about. We have to have these sized, and that's a real problem unless you have a movable lockdown like this one, which this is rare. Not many companies do this. So in that, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. Hopefully not too confusing, but I think that there's a lot there. The bands are nice because you don't have to buy a new watch. You can change your watch up pretty cost effectively. You don't have to buy a new watch every week, like some people have to do sometimes when they have watch shows. But when you have a band that is cost effective and that you can change out easily when it's got the quick releases on it, I think sky's the limit. You can turn any one of these into a completely different watch just by changing the band on them. So hopefully that helps you out. One thing I do want to talk about, I today or yesterday that Grim 101, the soft cover, is actually in transit now here, so I should have that here soon. Hardcover is not produced yet, but it's getting there. I've got the for all of you that invested in the Grim 101 campaign, if you ended up getting the prints, I'm picking them up tomorrow. So the prints should be here too. So I should have everything lined up for, like I said, the last week of August, first week of September to get shipped out. And we're almost there. So hopefully that. What I do want to talk about is, let me go here. I want to talk about that Glenn is doing, and it's the Kirby book. Doing. Be right. What's going on? Maybe you got such low internet connection. It's not.
When they mined an area, they put down yellow tape right across that line. See? And if you walked on the wrong side of that yellow tape, you blew up.
Strange Tales 136. I remember it very clearly, and that was my first exposure to Kirby. And I wanted to show it to people.
Yeah, I went out. I apologize today. We had some storms, and they might be fiber optic cables or something on the road. So, apologize for that. We're real proud of Glenn, though, everything that he did with Jack Kirby and with the movie. And I'm looking forward to the DVD and the book that's going to be coming out on Indiegogo. Check out everything that he's doing, Glenn B. Fleming, and check him out with the Truthmongers too, because we got a lot coming up next week on the Truthmongers. By the way, we are doing a really interesting show on the Mandela effect. And I think you guys are going to, there's a lot of things that have changed since I was a kid. And I want to, the Mandela effect, if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically the things that we remember aren't quite the way they are now. And there's a whole series of things. Check it out on the YouTube. There's just a ton of stuff, information on it. But I know that you guys will be glued to the YouTube because it is going to be an awesome conversation. There's a lot to be discussed with the Mandela effect. Mandela effect. And there's so much that has changed just from my childhood of remembering things that I had on film, everything that has shifted. Little tiny quirky things that are the way things are stated, and it's really weird. So check out what we're doing with the Truthmongers next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And tomorrow, Drinking with the Davies is on at 7 p.m. New time. It's the third week of the month, so we're going to be finishing out the summer and the next. Well, let's see. I think we're going to be on only once a month, the third Friday of every month until October. So that's going to be but we're going to be. I think this is the last show of the summer. So we'll have to celebrate that. There's going to be a little bit of a tomorrow too, but the main thing that we're doing is the sidecar, and the sidecar is quite the drink. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done a tester yet. Hopefully we'll do that this evening. Try it out. I don't know, but you guys check in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Christine will be mixing it up. Of course, I'll be spoon boy for the night as usual, and I look forward to seeing you all there, and I look forward to starting out the weekend with you. So you guys have a great day and do something good for somebody else. Try to enjoy yourself. Stay healthy. I know there's a lot of things going on right now, and it's been a little bit challenging for a lot of people, but just be safe. And we will talk to you soon. I'm going to leave you with the intro to the Truthmongers. Thanks.